So, you want to know how to build a cosplay. So when you see cosplayers out there, you're probably like, oh my god, they're so great, they're amazing, which they are. And you're probably thinking that making a cosplay is a very, very difficult task. It is. You have probably seen some of my cosplays here and you're like, oh my god, they're so great, they're so amazing. But if you saw the inside seams and my seam tactics and just everything about them, you would know that they aren't that great. It's just when it comes to like finishing off stuff and like having perfect seams and all that stuff like that a lot of people are really amazing at, that's not my cosplay. My cosplay is good enough for me. That's why every time that I make something and people are like, oh my god, can you make something for me? I'm like, I don't know if you want something I make, because I'm gonna have to tell you how to cheat this thread over here and cheat this loose material over here. So it's just, I make the cosplay to be able to fit my body, and since I made it, I know where to hide the imperfection. I'm going to take you step by step through my Deku cosplay process. Every single thing that I do to make a cosplay from start to finish. So you will be with me through the entire time. Not a time lapse of the situation like the Doctor Strange I mentioned in another video. My Doctor Strange one, I did a time lapse of the whole process. But I'm going to take you through every single step and explain every step that I'm doing along the way to help you guys out who may or may not think that they have the ability to do so. These are the steps that I do, not necessarily like everybody does, but these are the ones that I do. Step number 1. Have an idea. If you see a character and you're like, I want to cosplay as that you're already off to a good start. Step number 2, find fabric. Find the right fabric before you invest time doing anything else, because if you don't have the right fabric and you have all these other supplies and you spend so much money on so many different things and you can't find the right fabric, then you have all these things just sitting there and you spent a lot of money on or not that much money on, and you can't progress with it because you don't have the right fabric. Luckily for me, I do live in California, so there is the fashion district, so I'm able to go down to downtown LA and get some fabric. But I haven't done that in a while because I'm lazy and I don't feel like driving down to downtown LA. So a lot of my fabric has either been from Joann's or eBay. I get a lot of my fabric from eBay, and actually the fabric that I'm using for Deku is from eBay, and I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in the type of fabric that I'm using. Before I commit in yards, a lot of places give you swatches, so you can have like 1-inch swatches that you can have and feel it and decide the color that you want before you fully commit, because you don't want to buy things you can't return, because once the fabric is cut and shipped, you're stuck with it. Sort of, maybe, kind of. I don't know, some places return, but eBay doesn't really always return. Joann's does, unless you cut little pieces out. But yeah, that's step number 2. So step number 1, cosplay idea. Step number 2, fabric. Step number 3 is time to figure out how you're going to craft this thing, which is what I'm going to go over in detail today. First, I want to think about, do I want to pee when I'm in this? Do I want to be comfortable when I'm in this? Do I want to do all these things in the convention that I don't like doing or like doing? And I want to make sure that it's the right fit and all that nonsense. I was dead set on doing separates and just putting the belt to hide the seams in the middle. And the more I looked at it, I realized Deku's wearing a onesie. He's wearing an absolute onesie. So I decided to look through all these different patterns and figure out how to do a onesie. And I found one. I found this pattern right here. It is a onesie pattern by Simplicity, and I usually go through Simplicity patterns because it's in the name. Simplicity. It's simple to follow and do. So that's why I usually go with this. I've done a few other types of patterns, like I got a Vogue pattern before, and McCall's pretty easy too, but this one is the easiest one you can probably get if you are new to all of this stuff. Like obviously he's not exactly like this. I'm going to show you later how to modify your patterns and make it adjusted and all that fun stuff, but this is the base. Once you have a pattern, what do you do with it? This is the worst part of cosplay in the world, is cutting out a pattern. I will show you why right now. Huh. So this is a pattern. This is what the front looks like and the inside looks like. So on the inside you get instructions that will show you how to cut it, how to put it together, how to make it magical, and it can but it has you step by steps and all that good stuff here. It shows you different ways to do everything, but make sure you do not lose those. And this is a rotary cutter. It's a lifesaver when you're cutting out patterns because they're very fragile. Before you start cutting out your size, you want to see what size you need so that way you know which one to cut. But I usually just cut the biggest one because I would much rather make things smaller than make things bigger, if that makes sense. But yes, so the pattern itself is fragile, and then on front you can see that it shows you what version of the thing that you were trying to cut out. Like I want to do version A, so I only cut out the pieces that say version A. And then this is the tedious, horrible process of trying not to rip the sensitive fabric that this thing is. Fabric? Texture? I don't know. But yes, all I did was just cut every single piece out that I needed and left out the things that I did not need because I didn't need it. So why cut it out? But yeah, all you have to do is just cut out each piece very, very carefully. There were a few times where I messed up and ripped it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing can be done perfectly. But yes, this is the whole process. I'm still talking because I wanted to show you that I cut out the entire thing on camera. Yep. Still talking. But what I do is just I fold it up in the sections and then put it on the side, put it in a Ziploc bag so that way I have it for later in time for cutting the fabric. But I think I'm done. Am I done? I'm done. I'm done now. And we're done. But yes, that is the beginning process of making a pattern and doing a pattern and cutting a pattern for all of the things that you will need. Next up, we will then cut out the fabric and then start figuring out the situations and all that stuff like that. Let me know down in the comments below some questions that you have that I will answer in the next series of this video. So yeah, that's it. That I can answer in the next video. Let me know questions that you may have, that you may think that are interesting, that you want to see me flesh out on a little bit more, because I'm here to help you guys and show you that it's not that complicated. It might be, but you know. Okay, I can hear that real loud. Well, if you hear sirens, whatever, I'm gonna finish this video. So yes, if you have any questions about cosplay related things that you would like to know, link down below. Let me know and I will answer them in the next video. The next video will be cutting fabric and doing the things and tips and tricks and all that stuff. Yeah, fun things. If you want to see more, you know, subscribe. If you want to see me all the time, go on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Curiousjoi. I stream at least 3 times a week. But that is it from me. I will see you guys in the next video. Now I got excited and happy because the coffee is kicking in. And that is it. I'm out of here. Let's go. Play games and party and yeah. Woo! Okay, bye.